I want to date this because I'm talking about contemporary issues that will eventually go away. The first thing, it's June of 13. That's when this is being made. Second thing I want to talk about is the IRS. The IRS has just been accused of doing some pretty disgusting things, going after one side without being fair. The thing that concerns me is that the employees at the IRS did not come forward, did not raise a stink that they were being used improperly. That scares me, because when an arm of the United States government begins to think of themselves as that arm, in other words, when IRS people don't think of themselves as hardworking Americans, but they think of themselves as IRS people, then they behave differently. If the United States Army started to think of itself as the United States Army instead of an arm of the United States government, it could wander around this country with tanks and jeeps and soldiers and guns and take anything they want. Who's going to stop them? If the State Department starts to act on their own behalf instead of as an arm of the United States government, we could have some real disasters on our hand. It's very important that the people that work for the government realize that first and foremost, they are United States citizens. They are one of us. As soon as they separate themselves, we are in a world of hurt. And this thing with the United States government scares, or the IRS, excuse me, scares the hell out of me, because it's telling me that the people in the United States government are beginning to secede from the rest of us. And when that happens, my friends, you younger people are going to be in, like I said, a world of hurt. The second thing that I want to discuss, or the second topic, is deductions. I think all deductions for the income tax should be eliminated, except one, and that would be for charity. Maybe we could have a check-off, like we do for election money. In other words, every year the government would say, okay, this year we're going to spend 10% of our total income on charity, what they'd call charity or assistance to the public, whatever you want to call it. And then we could say, all right, we'll check that, and that percentage of our gross or net income tax, the amount we're actually paying, that percentage would go directly to some charity we'd fill in. Okay? Now, the reason for that is when the government gets its filthy little hands on our money, it spends 54% of it on the government itself before the money gets through to the people. Charities, on the other hand, spend 90%, 88% directly to the people. It's a better buy. So I'd rather see let's say the government says 10%, and let's say I'm paying $25,000 in taxes. That would mean $2,500 of my tax money would go directly to the charity that I said. I think that works. Think about it.